Hello everybody and welcome back to WoW Mods. MTL Media here, and this time around we're back in Lordaeron, with the Undercity, Lordaeron topside. What I wanted to show you today is just some of the progress that's gone into the area right now. There's things that have been developed. You know what? Let's take a different route, and I'll show you how this is going on right now. So it's details and progress slowly going on and progressing. So the courtyards are done. There's like more inner ruins. There's some additional walls and some buildings. That away, we've got some tents set up, some entrances obviously over there to internal parts of the city, and just your sad sort of sickly vegetation on top. Going up through this area, obviously, we have some of the details that we previously established. We have more wagons, more tents, and whatnot. We have a greater selection of tents as is available, and of course, some custom models to be seen. So yeah, this is coming along. We're gonna go over here. Obviously, there's some spots for NPCs and for this is what I intend to be, I guess, the warlocks section here. And yep, there's just a nice little spire here for them to come and train. Maybe put a couple of like topside trainers or some vendors of some sort. The brand new window models, obviously made to match the style. I'll talk about that in a little bit. So yeah, so we've got a bit of that here. We've got sort of like a plague manufacturing slash alchemy station, where the vile, noxious gas of the plague that the Forsaken are preparing is going on. Here we have a more sort of finalized, not more finalized, but much more complete other quarter of the city. We've got the buildings, we've got the custom windows. One of the things that I wanted to point out in terms of like how I see developing the top side of the city is I like the fact that it's slightly ruined, but in the same vein with a different lighting and a different skybox. These buildings with a little bit more love and different color vegetation and more doodads could perfectly serve as living versions of the city. So that is why I sort of like stuck to this combination. Not only does it sort of like pair up with these other human buildings, but I think they look pretty nice. And we've got some diversity of windows. We've got these big sort of like glass stain windows, obviously. We've got the smaller windows on the sides of the buildings. We've got these larger rectangular windows, of course. These are all made to match, again, the windows on these buildings and the styles of these windows themselves. Now, we haven't gone through this part, so what's really cool about like these buildings is that they're different. I've sort of like integrated them into parts of the wall, so it gives the city a much more clustered feeling. Walking down this area, I don't believe that we've come down here before. But again, it's shaping up. We might get like a custom version of this little trolley, and make it match more the aesthetic of the Undercity. But gubbins and doodads, that's fine to always mix in. We've got another home here, and here I haven't been working on this. Okay, so this is going to be another plaza. I might potentially replace this building with another style. There's another area over there, down in that area, that I'm not going to show you because, again, It's not ready or even as sort of like polished at some of these areas. I will take you through here though. Oh, and we can look in here, and actually we'll see that part as well. We'll go into that area. This area not completely finished, but it's sort of like a garden courtyard, and it's obviously going to require more details and more refinement. But yeah, it sort of like gives you an idea of what we're looking at. Right here we have these little stairs that lead us into this sort of like broken uh, winding road that shows us to the other yard on this side. And we've been here before, and we've got some of those windows in that area, non-lit windows, like the windows here as well. Very neutral, trying not to overdo it with like the greens and the purples, because for this particular build, I think I'm gonna stick to like green. And an off color for the purple when it comes to like maybe some of the ground texture, the sickly ground texture, and the actual tents. We've got a street here with a couple of buildings and a couple of pairings, and as you can see, some of these buildings are modular, of course, so you can create your own versions of them. And we walk through here, we've got, you know, another little fountain before we arrive to what will eventually be a cemetery. I'll put a lot of like tombs and graves here and whatnot, but for the time being, we are where we are. There's a lot of like other projects that I've been working on. Obviously, there's the back of Stormwind. There's some other little projects there that I don't want to talk about, but you know how it goes. I start working on something, and I expect to get some work done, and then I pretty much decide to take a break a little bit, move on to something else, keep it rolling, so to speak, so that I'm never like tremendously bored by what I'm doing. But I'm happy with what I currently have. It's going to require some more refinement, as always, and eventually, once it's all dressed, I might like start looking into actually adding the NPCs, and I feel that it's going to have a really different feel once the NPCs are up and about. I'm not going to try and make it too busy, because I still believe that the Undercity, the majority, should still be underground, but you know, like some guard patrols, some NPCs. It should be good. Anyways, I wanted to take some time to show you this area. Because I'm happy as it's coming along. I'm still working with different people who are giving me feedback. Krysik, of course, who's always helping me out in terms of model, and we're sort of like discussing other projects as well. But that's going great. Remember to join the Discord channel if you're interested in getting like updates and not waiting too long, or perhaps seeing like screenshots of me looking at things. I'm gonna put a little snapshot right now of the Discord channel. So go ahead, try and find us. There's going to be a link in the description, as well as like my handle / name that you can add me to. And I'll definitely go ahead and do that. And you know what? If it doesn't work or it's not working, just write it in the comments section and leave your information there. I'll for sure read it, and we'll get to it. Like, if it hasn't worked, trust me, it's not because I haven't wanted to. It's just, I don't know. It's either a bug, or maybe I at that time I haven't gotten around to going into Discord yet. But yeah, come on in. The more the merrier. And it's good. It's cool. And if you're definitely interested in modding, it's a good place to ask questions as well. Anyways, I think we'll leave it there for the time being, and we'll be back next time with more WoW mods. Until then, everybody, take it easy. Bye-bye.